Assalamu alaikum and Dzień dobry, everyone. I'm making this video in response to this crap that's been circulating around the internet about today supposedly being Draw Muhammad Day. I got a few questions for you to think about. First off, how can you draw someone whose face has never been captured in any means whatsoever? Sure, there are a few text descriptions, but that's all that we have to go on. And I'm certain that not even the best police sketch artist could come up with our prophet's likeness. And of course, that would be a haram thing to do anyway. But my question is, how can you draw an image of someone when you haven't even seen the correct image before? It doesn't exist. Another thing, it's been a few centuries since he was laid to rest, so obviously none of us had ever seen him personally, so we can't do an accurate pictorial description. Another thing which would be haram anyway. So why attempt it? Why are people bothering to do this kind of nonsense? For one thing, Islam forbids the drawing of the Prophet's face, and it forbids the drawing of anything or a sculptural image of anything that could be taken as an object of worship. Such as an animal, a person, a fictitious thing like one of my sisters has this thing about a monkey god, but that's full of nonsense. Excuse the noise, my cat's on my desk by my microphone. She's probably causing a bit of the noise that you're probably hearing. So excuse me for that. But anyway, what is this with trying to do what cannot be done? I mean, what's the purpose in it? Obviously, we need to stand up as Muslims, and not just Muslims, but other people who have at least some respect for religion. I mean, after all, it is in the Bible where the Lord has as one of the commandments to not make graven images. Graven could be referring to engraved, carved, drawn on any surface, a hard image of something. Like I had a caricature picture taken of me. It was drawn of me by a friend, former co-worker when my family used to work at a summer camp here in my state. But after becoming Muslim, I took that picture down and I put it away. I put away all other pictures and objects that I had on display that were of animals or people, including a family picture. And the only things that I have left hanging on my wall are pictures of 3 buildings and a test print page from an old printer that I thought looked pretty neat. It had stripes of different colors in a neat arrangement. So I framed that. And I have the Ten Commandments in Spanish on another wall, but that's just text. So to draw something that is basically impossible really just cheeses me off, to take a line from an earlier video I did. But it has been done, and it should bother not only Muslims, but anyone who has respect for religion. It was done on in cartoons like South Park, which I think is revolting enough. I have seen a few episodes, and each one got progressively worse, but that really bothered me when I heard about that. I mean, what's up with this nonsense? And there are hadiths that I am sure mention that it is forbidden to make such images, and for certain it is forbidden to, especially to make any kind of image of the Prophet. And there's this full-length video movie that's circulating here on YouTube, and I have it in one of my favorites. It's called The Message, and the producers of that movie used cinematography tricks to give you the perspective of looking from the Prophet's point of view instead of actually showing him. For instance, in a scene where he is seated with his companions around a fire, you see the companions sitting around the fire, but you do not see Muhammad, because the way that they shot the scene, you are looking at them as if you are looking the same way Muhammad is. And in another scene where there's a camel approaching the Kaaba, and that represents Muhammad sitting on the camel riding towards the Kaaba. And the way they did that was, the trailer at the end shows how the movie was shot and the tricks that they used to achieve this. They had a cameraman riding the camel holding the camera. And so that's how you got that perspective. So you got the idea of Muhammad's point of view and orientation of his gaze without actually seeing him. So that is the best way. And there are other videos here on YouTube about how we can respond to this stupidity. And the best way is to just point out that this whole thing is haram. I call it beyond haram. I don't know if there is such a thing, but it just is beyond bad. We need to point out the truths that Muhammad brought. We need to point out the truths of Islam, and we need to show our love and respect for Muhammad, peace be on him, and on his companions. May Allah be pleased with all of them. And we need to show these idiots, these scumbags who are pulling off this crap, that what they think they gain in fame now will only bite their butts in the end, and burn their butts after that. So this is a little something to think about. I just had to do this. And I don't know very much about hadiths or anything like that. I haven't